Hey everyone, and welcome back to Essential Minimalism. Have you ever felt like no matter how much you earn, money just slips through your fingers? Or like your home is bursting at the seams with stuff, yet you still feel empty, stressed, and totally overwhelmed? If that sounds familiar, trust me, you're not alone. I've been there, deeply, for years. I used to think that buying more things, the latest gadgets, trendiest clothes, or biggest sales, would somehow make my life better, easier, or even happier. But what I actually ended up creating was a mountain of clutter, a constantly drained bank account, and a feeling of pure exhaustion. The real turning point for me wasn't some dramatic event, but a quiet discovery: minimalism. And not just as a fleeting trend, but as a genuine, life-altering way of living. I started asking myself a super simple, yet incredibly powerful question before every single purchase. Do I really need this? Or am I just trying to fill a void? That one question, my friends, changed absolutely everything. Today, I am thrilled to share with you 5 specific things I consciously stopped buying that have completely transformed both my mental peace and my financial health. These aren't about extreme sacrifices or living without anything. Nope. These are practical, achievable shifts that have given me back so much more than they took away. Freedom, clarity, and a whole lot of money. So let's dive in. The first thing I completely stopped buying was sale items. Yes, you heard that right. I stopped buying things just because they were on sale. We've all been there, haven't we? You're casually scrolling online or wandering through a store, and bam! You see that massive, bright red 50% off sign. Suddenly, you're absolutely convinced you need something you didn't even know existed 5 minutes ago. Your brain just switches into bargain hunter mode. But here, as the blunt truth I had to learn the hard way, a sale is only a good deal if you were already planning to buy that item, or if it genuinely fulfills a specific, pre-existing need. Otherwise, it's just a really clever psychological trick designed to make you spend money you wouldn't have spent in the first place. I used to come home with clothes that didn't quite fit right, kitchen gadgets that sat in their boxes, and home decor that just piled up, adding to the visual noise. Every single bargain was actually costing me, not just the money I spent, but also precious space in my home, valuable mental energy, and the time I later had to spend organizing or even getting rid of it. When I finally stopped falling for the siren call of sales and started focusing only on buying what I genuinely, truly needed, my spending dropped dramatically. My home instantly felt more peaceful because every item I owned had a purpose, a reason for being there. And quite ironically, I started appreciating the things I did own so much more because I chose them intentionally, with purpose, not impulsively. It's a game changer, believe me. All right, moving on to the second thing I cut out of my life: excessive food delivery. Now let's be clear, I'm not saying I never order food. Sometimes a treat is a treat. But I stopped making it my default option every single time I felt a little tired or lazy. Those delivery apps are brilliantly designed to make spending as easy and seamless as possible. But have you really looked at the fees? Seriously, check your last order. Between service charges, delivery fees, tips, and often inflated menu prices, a simple meal can easily cost double what it would if you just picked it up yourself or, heaven forbid, cooked it at home. I was easily spending an extra few $100s a month just for the convenience. Stopping this habit didn't just save me a ton of money, it genuinely saved my mental health too. I started meal planning, even in the simplest way possible, which drastically reduced my daily stress about what's for dinner tonight. I felt more in control of my time and my choices. And honestly, cooking started transforming from a chore into a calming, almost therapeutic ritual. If I really craved restaurant food, I'd pick it up myself or choose a no-commission app that actually supports local businesses better. That small shift gave me back financial control and a wonderful sense of accomplishment. Third on my list, and this one is a sneaky money drainer: unnecessary apps and monthly subscriptions. This is one of those things where each individual subscription feels so tiny, right? $5 here, $10 there. What's the big deal? But when you actually add them all up, you are likely paying hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars a year for services you barely even use. I decided to do an honest, no-holds-barred audit of my subscriptions. I found streaming services I hadn't watched in months, meditation apps I'd opened twice, productivity tools that sat completely unused, and even gym memberships I'd completely forgotten I had. Each one was a small, consistent drain on my bank account. And honestly, a constant mental reminder of something I wasn't doing, which just added guilt and stress to my life. So, I got ruthless. I canceled everything I didn't use regularly. I kept just one primary streaming service, the one my family actually watches, and we rotated occasionally if we want something different. For fitness, I swapped paid memberships for free YouTube videos and lovely outdoor walks. This ruthless subscription purge not only freed up significant money every single month, but it also eliminated the mental clutter of unused accounts and forgotten passwords. It was incredibly freeing, both financially and mentally. All right, coming in at number 4. I stopped buying duplicates and those pesky just-in-case items. You know what I mean, right? Buying extra cleaning supplies because they're on sale. Stocking up on kitchen tools because you might need them someday. Or keeping 7 pairs of jeans when you only truly love and wear one. This habit created 2 massive problems for me: wasted money, and perhaps even worse, wasted space. I'd often buy duplicates and then completely forget I already had them, leading to even more unnecessary purchases. My cabinets were perpetually packed, yet I could never find what I actually needed when I needed it. The sheer visual clutter made me feel overwhelmed every single time I opened a drawer or a closet. When I truly embraced the less is more philosophy, everything shifted. I learned to trust that I could get what I needed when I needed it. I stopped hoarding backups out of some irrational fear of running out. Instead, I focused on buying quality items that would actually last, rather than cheap multiples that would break quickly. My spaces instantly became easier to organize. I saved a substantial amount of money by not overpurchasing, and I felt so much calmer because my home wasn't constantly bursting at the seams anymore. It's a wonderful feeling of spaciousness. And finally, the 5th thing I stopped buying was trendy gadgets and those single-use items. You know the ones. Those as seen on TV products and kitchen tools that promise to revolutionize your life, but inevitably end up collecting dust in a forgotten drawer. Spiralizers, avocado slicers, fancy coffee makers with 100 settings, even those must-have organization bins that I didn't actually need. I bought them all, convinced they would make my life easier or more efficient. But instead, they simply took up valuable space, required extra cleaning and maintenance, and usually didn't even work as well as advertised. Most of the time, I already owned something perfectly capable of doing the same job. Now, before buying any new gadget or tool, I ask myself a critical question. Can something I already own do this job? And you know what? The answer is almost always a resounding yes. A good, sharp knife can slice an avocado beautifully. A regular pot can boil pasta perfectly. A simple, attractive basket can organize items without needing a specialized container. This mindset shift has saved me so much money and has kept my home feeling functional, intentional, and blessedly clutter-free. Every item I own now truly serves multiple purposes, and my space feels thoughtful rather than chaotic. It's about utility and intentionality, not just novelty. So there you have it. 5 things I consciously stopped buying that completely transformed my life. Cutting out impulse sale items, excessive food delivery, unused subscriptions, duplicate purchases, and trendy single-use gadgets didn't just save me money. And trust me, it saved me a lot. It gave me something far more valuable: genuine peace of mind, incredible clarity, and a profound sense of freedom. Minimalism isn't about deprivation. It's actually about intention. It's about making deliberate space for what truly matters in your life and gracefully letting go of what doesn't. When you stop mindlessly filling your life with unnecessary stuff, you magically create room for more joy, more purpose, and more meaningful experiences. If you're feeling inspired and ready to start your own journey toward a simpler, more intentional life, I challenge you to pick just one thing from this list, just one, and commit to not buying it for the next 30 days. Really notice how it feels. Notice the money you save, and most importantly, notice the mental space and freedom you gain. If you found this video helpful, please share your own experiences in the comments below. What's one thing you've stopped buying that changed your life for the better? Let's inspire each other and build a wonderful community of intentional living. And hey, if you haven't already, please hit that like button and subscribe to Essential Minimalism for more practical tips on living with less and gaining so much more freedom, clarity, and peace. Your journey to a calmer, more fulfilling life truly starts today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Outro music begins.